Romanticism is first defined as an aesthetic in literary criticism around 1800, gained momentum as an artistic movement in France and Britain in the early decades of the 19th century, and flourished until mid-century. Romanticism emerged as a response to the disillusionment with the Enlightenment values of reason in the aftermath of the French Revolution of 1789. Early Romanticism was shaped largely by artists trained in Jacques Louis David's studio, including Baron Anton John Gros, Anne-Louis Girardet-Rosson, and Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres.
Five Eyes: imagination, intuition, idealism, inspiration, individuality. Imagination. It was emphasized over reason. This was a backlash against the rationalism characterized by the neoclassical period or age of reason. It was considered necessary for creating all art. British writer Samuel Taylor Coleridge called it intellectual intuition.
We have also the intuition. Romantics place value on intuition or feeling and instincts over reason. Emotions were important in romantic art. British romantic William Wordsworth described poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Idealism. It refers to any theory that emphasizes the spirit, the mind, or language over matter. Thought has a crucial role in making the world the way it is. Immanuel Kant, German philosopher, held that the mind forces the world we perceive to take the shape of space and time.
Inspiration. Romantic artist, musician, or writer is an inspired creator rather than a technical master. What this means is going with the moment or being spontaneous rather than getting it precise. And lastly, individuality. Romantics celebrated the individual. During this time, women's rights and abolitionism were taking root as major movements. Walt Whitman, a later romantic writer, would write a poem entitled Song of Myself. It begins, I celebrate myself.
The characteristics of Romanticism movement. Romanticism suggests subjectivity, inner experience, personal values, feelings of inadequacy, excessive egoism, including pessimism, impulse to adventure, commerce, spirit of revolt, thirst for freedom. The major characteristics of Romanticism period are love of liberty, interest in the supernatural and the mysterious, the revolutionary zeal, the medieval imaginative faculty, new experiments in verse, simplicity of diction, humanism, love of nature, expression of melancholy, themes of solitude, spontaneity, lucid sensory descriptions.
We have also the Romanticism characteristics in arts. Romanticism in art first appeared in landscape paintings. Nature, with all its wildness, changeability, and potential for disastrous extremes, became an alternative to the organized world of the Enlightenment period. The Romantic artists beautifully conjured up the beautiful, wild, violent, and terrifying images of nature. They also led these images to the 18th century's aesthetic idea of the sublime. In Romantic art, we see recurring images of shipwrecks, storms, beautiful and wild landscapes, and the representation of man's struggle against the powerful nature.
Famous Romanticism artists. The Romantic artists mainly focus on feelings, emotions, spirituality, mystery, imagination, and fervor. Their art varied widely, encompassing landscape, revolution, religion, and beauty, both calm and wild. Here are some great and famous artists of Romanticism: Chodor Gericot, Thomas Cole, Caspar, David Friedrich, Francisco Goya, William Blake, John Constable, J. M. W. Turner, Eugene Delacroix, Francisco Hayes, Ivan Aivazovsky.
Some masterpieces of Romanticism artists. Wonder Above the Sea of Fog by Caster David Friedrich and The Fighting Tamarir by J.M.W. Turner. The Oxbow by Thomas Cole. The Ninth Wave by Ivan Aizavotsky.
Romanticism characteristics in literature. Romanticism stressed that literature must reflect the spontaneous and unaffected in humans as well as in nature. The Romantics gave priority to inner call in order to fully explore the world of the spirit. They attempted to explore the mysteries of life and thus understand it better. It was this search for the hidden world that gave rise to Romantics' inspiration and made poets of them. Their intention was to appeal to the complete self rather than the logical mind. That is, the whole range of intellectual faculties, senses, and emotions became their prime focus.
Major characteristics of Romanticism in literature: believe in an ulterior reality, imagination as the most important gift that the poet can have, passionate love for the visible world. Sometimes their approach is highly sensuous. Exploration of the unknown aspects of mankind. Naturalism, including love for nature and man in simple surroundings, and supernaturalism. Mysticism, glory of the past.
The famous Romantic poets. William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Lord Byron, John Keats, Percy Bysshe Shelley, Victor Hugo, Walter Scott.